Oh man, Scott and Darren are here already. All right, guys. Actually, there's a third person on there as well, but they haven't identified themselves yet. Maybe we can coax them into identifying who they are. And we've just got not quite a minute to go before we do start the Rag Chew. Hope everyone had a great day. Boy, it was nice yesterday. Oh man. Holy schmoly, got a lot of work done outside, let me tell you. No antenna work, but at least I got more yard work done so that when the next time I get out, I should be able to do antenna work. Got some measurements done though, so I know how much room I need and how much room I have. Oh, 7 o'clock, so let's get started. Good evening, everybody. This is Laird, VE3LKS, and I'd like to welcome you to, I guess this is week 8, the Monday night edition of the COVID-19 Rag Chew. Hope everyone's doing well. I know I was just looking outside my window here a minute ago, and oh man, it's almost too nice to be inside, but I guess we'll have to suffer with it for another hour or two here, and maybe get out and watch the sunset or something before it gets too late. Anyways, I guess at this time I will take a standby, and if anybody wants to check into the COVID-19 Rag Chew, now is your opportunity. This is VE3LKS.
VA3AMP RTP. Victor Echo 3, Papa Whiskey Juliet. Victor Echo 3, Charlie Romeo Uniform. VE3HIX.
Okay, pause please. Okay, sorry, I just had a little bit of a malfunction there. Okay, I've got VA3RTV, VA3AMP, VE3HIX, and VE3CRU. Anybody else?
VA3BCQ.
VE3 Victor Golf Juliet. VE3 DJW Papa Sierra. VE3 RPM Mobile.
Okay, I'll tell you what I've heard. I'm not guaranteeing it's what you guys said. VA3RTV, that's Jeffrey. VA3AMP Alex. VE3HIX Bob. VE3CRU Bill. VA3BTQ Jackie. VE3IRB Robert, I believe it was. Very low signal. VE3VGJ Joe. VA3KJI Grant, I believe that is. VE3DKW. VA3 TPS, and VE3 RPN Scott. Anybody else?
Victor Echo 3 Kilowatt Zulu Tango. Victor Echo 3 Papa Whiskey Juliet.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I walked over someone there. Was there a station there trying to identify? Okay, nothing heard. So I'll tell you the last three stations I heard was VE3RPN, VE3KZT John, and VE3PWJ Peter. That brings us up to 13 check-ins so far. And let's see, on YouTube, we got Scott in there, RPN, Darren, NMD, Jackie's on YouTube. Happy Monday evening to you too, Jackie. Oh, Jeff's in, good. The Ragnet Bar and Grill is open. Monday night special is hamburger and frequency fries. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, very good. The ham burger, yes, that's awesome. Yeah, they've been subjected to a high frequency of being recooked today. Very good. Well, good to have you with us, Jeff. And with that, we will go back up to the top. I do not have a topic so far this evening, but if anyone thinks of anything they would like to discuss or ask questions about, etc., feel free. I know on the weekend, a bunch of us were playing with the Nanos, and I finally got mine hooked up to the computer, and so I can now see it on the big screen. And it's a lot easier to use when you've got it on your 32-inch screen instead of the little 2.5-inch monitor that comes with it. But it was lots of fun. Anyways, who am I going up to the top? Jeffrey, VA3RTV.
Yes, good evening, Laird, and everybody else. Being that I don't really, we don't have a topic to go on yet, I was wondering maybe we could have the topic of a possible topic for a talk at the club meeting. Back to you, Laird.
That station checking in. Come again, please. No, I missed that. He didn't come back. Okay, sure, Jeffrey. And what idea did you have for an upcoming club meeting?
Now you've got me. Well done. I'll tell you after Bob's been.
Okay, we'll catch you the second round. It's almost like how do you keep someone in suspense? I'll tell you later. Okay, very good, Jeffrey. Let's see, VA3AMP. Alex, are you down in the shack, or are you in the living room with the lazy boy?
I'm in the living room in the lazy boy cooking some venison sausage. So I got to keep an eye on them. I don't want to burn good food, But yeah, I've been listening there during the week there. Just been kind of keeping quiet. I was talking to Joe, told him why. I won't discuss on the radio there, but I was listening to a lot there last week. This week's a little better. Not working too hard, but I'm working. Back to you.
Excellent, Alex. Well, I'm glad you're relaxing in the lazy boy chair. And did I hear you say something about venison?
Yes, I'm cooking some venison sausage. They're mild.
Ooh.
So I'll have lots for and some left over for tomorrow night supper too. I didn't get them out to thaw out there during the day because I got a couple of cats there. They would have been in the sink there having a snack. And thought of it when I got home there, being a nice day. And with the Newcastle there, the food line there, I've been going there instead of Wally Mart there. All the chaos and stupidity there. And I was commenting to the girl in the store. I said, well, at least I had a few boxes or bags of toilet paper there. Usually they're cleaned out. But everybody's going for flour and the baking goods there. I guess everybody wants to bake at home now. But yeah, we're getting some bananas for lunch and a few odds and ends. Stocking up our little grocery store in the basement.
Excellent. Yeah, it's interesting how some of these supplies go. Um, Toilet paper is now in abundance, from what I can tell. At least it has been the last 2 or 3 times I've been in the grocery store. But things like flour and yeast, well, yeast, I guess they can't just turn on the production and make it. It's a process, so it takes a while. And but yeah, you go in to look for flour and it's empty. So a lot of people doing some baking at home. VE3HIX, Bob, good evening.
Good evening, Larry. Good evening, everybody on the repeater here. Let's see now, a couple of things. I guess some people have heard about it. I had an interesting day or weekend, just electronically, in that my Rogers box, one of them gave up. And it's the one with the personal recorder in it, the one with that disk drive in it, which I purchased outright several years ago. You can't get inside one of these things. They got the special one-way, special screws that I don't have a particular tool for the little tip in the middle of the screw itself. You have to work around. But there are always ways to get into everything, of course. And I found out after moving things around that it worked somewhere else, and put it back, and it worked again back where I put it. This is after much experimenting and playing around during the weekend, and it turns out, I believe, it's either, some people say that if you change resolutions on these things, 2 different TVs it was hooked up to, that it will bring the picture back.
What?
And on certain stations only. And but I believe it was just a Monday morning software fix-up, and everything's working fine now, finally. So, as for future club meetings, I've already got a presentation on the go for, what was it? Oh, Near Vertical Incident Skywave. And this slide presentation for everybody the next time we can all get together, over.
Okay. Or can it be if our next club meeting is online again? Is it possible you can give it sharing your desktop?
Yes, it's all set to go as a slide presentation. That should be easy, over.
Okay, excellent. Yes. Yeah, if we end up doing our next meeting online, then perfect. That'll work. Sounds good, Bob. And yeah, it's what did I just do? I'm messing up myself. Yeah, it's interesting, those boxes. If you ever need any tools, I've got an assortment. I've got a kit that's got like about 60 different security bits in it. Plus, I've got some long screwdrivers that have special bits on the end. So if you ever run into that problem again, let me know, because we can always loan you out some tools to see if anything I have can help you. Because I know you would do the same for me. VE3 CRU, Bill.
Okay, VE3CRU here. Good evening to all. It's a great weekend and a rather confusing day today. To get into today, I got a call from the accountant's office to say that my income tax stuff was all ready to roll. So I went down and picked it up, went to the bank, and I was surprised the bank was open. I thought it was Sunday. I couldn't understand how I got through the main doors. But then I went to the ATM there. I should have kept on going and seen my favorite teller there. But we've got that all sorted out. So, as they say, for all that work, I get a $100 refund for a lot more than that paying the accountant. Hi. But all weekend I've been out back working on raking up pine needles. I've got 14 bags of pine needles and branches off some of my trees that don't go out for another week. So I gotta hope we don't get any real soaker rains coming down. But as for last week, it's interesting to hear how many have 432. It's interesting to hear how many have beams. It's interesting to hear how many are trying to run ground wave on their beams. In other words, they're on the ground, just like mine are right now. So anyway, with that, back to that.
Very good, Bill. It sounds like you raked up like half of a provincial park there in your backyard. Oh, very good. Yeah, I did some work out in the yard too. I summarized my snowblower. I did an oil. Well, I'd already done an oil change at the beginning of the season, but I wanted to grease it and do a bit of painting on it. So I had to take the grinder out and grind a bit of rust off and do some paint. So all that just to put the snowblower away, and then that led to other projects. And before you knew it, I was outside. I think I went outside Sunday morning around 9 o'clock, and I didn't come in until about 5 o'clock that night. So, except for lunch, but even then, we made lunch outside and just ate it inside quickly for about 20 minutes. VA3 BTQ Jackie, and I sure hope you took my dog for a walk today.
Hello, everybody. Yes, we took Scamp for a walk, and I'm sure you'll be delighted to know he had an outdoor bath, soap and all, yesterday, tied up in cross ties like a horse. He was not too impressed, but he looks and smells a lot better today. Over.
Very good. When are we allowed to start having baths again? I know they tell us just to wash our hands, but I'm getting sick and tired of not having a shower. Can we start doing that anytime soon now, too?
I think it's in the planning.
Okay, very good, Jackie. Well, yeah, I know. Some dogs don't really like to have a bath. Our last dog, he didn't mind it, but he much preferred swimming in the lake. And it was funny because when we first got him, he didn't want to go anywhere close to water. But when he saw us in the water, he bit by bit came in, and after a while, it's like you couldn't get him out. So that's good. VE3 IRB, I believe it was Bob that I was hearing. Take it away. Take it away.
VE3 IRB, are you hearing me better now?
Oh yes, that's a lot better.
It's funny, I was just standing up when I paged, like a foot away from where I am sitting right now. Amazing, just a few feet can make a difference like that. But anyways, nothing really to add. I'll throw it back to you. VE3 IRB.
You have no ideas for an upcoming meeting?
I'm scratching my head, but I just got a blank. Maybe something on batteries.
Okay, well, let us know what you come up with and how long you need, and we'll schedule you in, Bob.
Oh, I was thinking of being an audience member, not a presenter. Take care.
Okay, very good. VE3 VJJ Joe, the Nano King.
Good evening, Laird, and everybody on frequency. Boy, well, first of all, Alex, way to go on the venison sausage. You have anything left over? You know, you could put so many different antennas out there as a topic, but that was one thing. And the other thing, too, is maybe a topic on radio etiquette, HF etiquette. I often hear certain guys on the radio and just which is the best way to call CQ or the frequency available. Just little things on that. And I had a good Sunday there yesterday. It was just a beautiful day there. I got out and talked to the neighbor a bit and got a little bit of project done around the house here. Also, just picked up a webcam for my computer here, but the microphone's not working. I've gone right through everything and can't seem to get it to work. So everything checks out. I'm not sure what's going on there. Other than that, back to you there. Other than that, back to you there.
Well, that's too bad, Joe. Because, I mean, if it's a USB cam, it should automatically just pick it up, and you just need to select it in your setup that's the one you want to use when you're using the webcam. So maybe we can get together offline sometime this week and try to figure that out for you. Maybe there's just some little glitch, and get that working. But yeah, which one did you get?
It's one off Amazon, and it's got the auto adjust and everything else, and it's got the microphone built into it. But I've tried it on basically two other computers, and the microphone does not want to work on it. The video works just fine, but even I've tried every setting and everything else, and that doesn't troubleshooting, and it's saying it's all okay. So I think it must be a problem with it. It's Amazon, I can send it back, but maybe sometimes you just touch maybe there's some corners of the computer I haven't touched yet.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I know sometimes when you get two or three things on there that have microphones, which sometimes I have, it gets all confusing. But okay, very good. Well, as I say, we'll maybe take a crack at that one evening and see if we can get it going for you. VA3 KJI Grant. Okay, Grant, I can tell you're talking, but I can't make out hardly anything. It's really staticky and just barely coming through.
Any better? I went up to 5 watts. I'll change radios pretty quickly, but I'll let it go.
Yeah, that's better. So if you want to repeat your opening statement, and welcome to the FTA Club.
Yeah, exactly. So it was, basically it was hi everybody. And the subject, you nailed one of the ones in my Chicago is FTA. And my new thing is maybe satellite chasing. I don't know. It's all good topics. I talked with Jeffrey briefly today, and he confirmed that satellite chasing is more romantic than it really sounds. But anyway, I won't hold it, and I'll switch radios to the next go around. Back to you later.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I think with satellites, you need quite a bit of equipment to be able to adjust your beam antennas up and down and sideways, and have it track across the sky. And it's quite complex, and it's not for the faint of heart when it comes to expense. I don't think there's an easy way to do it. Let's see, VE3 DKW, Mark and Ryland. Good evening.
Hi, Larry, and everyone on the net. And last night we just had a fire, and we actually watched the huge rainstorm come and crawl up and go through the sky, and we kept saying, "Oh, she gone to the stars," because the cloud was just stealing all those stars from us. So, yeah, we had a good night last night out of the fire. So, back to you, Larry.
Oh, I'm envious you being able to have a fire. The only fires we ever have is when the smoke alarm goes off in the kitchen when my wife's cooking. Oh, no, I better not say that. No, she's a pretty good cook. But yeah, unfortunately, living in town over the years, there's been too many what I call idiots. Those are people who don't think ahead, and they've had too many instances where the fire departments had to come out and put out blazes in the backyards where it got out of control. So we're no longer able to do that. But I remember when I was a kid, oh man, we used to have it all the time. My dad used to have a big 50-gallon drum in the backyard, and that's where we burned all our leaves. We would put leaves in there and burn them, and he had a big screen that went over the top so that the embers didn't go flying way up in the air and catch other stuff on fire. And it was fun, but yeah, unfortunately we can't do that. So you're lucky. Did you take some hot dogs and marshmallows out too?
Well, we didn't take hot dogs out, but we actually brought out some tiny little marshmallows and tried them on a stick. Yeah, back to you, Larry.
Okay, that's awesome, Rylan. And I know when we used to go camping, especially with our young ones, we used to, if my wife was still sleeping in the morning, because she's not much of a morning person, the boys and I would be up at the crack of dawn. And if they got hungry, we would make what we called breakfast s'mores. And what that is you take two Dad's oatmeal cookies, and they're flat on one side, right? And you take the flat side and you put lots of peanut butter on each side, and then you roast a marshmallow and stick it in between. And we called those breakfast s'mores, and they were really quite tasty. Something you could have for breakfast, and I wouldn't say they're healthy, but I guess it's better than having chocolate. Anyways, very good. VA3 TPS, Steve, way up there in Fenland Falls.
Well, good evening, Larry. Is everybody on frequency? Well, not too much to report up here. Kept busy on the weekend. Enjoyed the nice weather. Got some work done on the dock. Got it all leveled off again, straightened up, and just carrying on, staying out of trouble best I can here. Thank you, Larry.
Well, that's sort of boring, Steve. You're not supposed to stay out of trouble. Very good. Well, any ham radio work on the weekend, or antenna work, or was it mainly just around the cottage work?
I got on for get tired and have my navigation and
Okay, very good. I know I was talking, and Joe's sort of he's got it down pat when it comes to figuring out the S-step. But I guess on the same screen tonight, do a dual prong effort where Darren could explain the theory behind the cable and how it's testing the cable. So maybe we'll be able to finagle those two guys to tag team